Alrighty. Welcome to the coding every day until I become a software engineer. I'm Ben Codes. If you can hear me better now, it's really because I got a mic. So I forgot I had it. So I was using the headset mic, but anyways. So what we're going to be doing today is reading JS Way. Chapter 7 and chapter... Let me see. Chapter 7, anyway, we're going to be reading some of JavaScript.info, data structures and objects and arrays, and then we're going to finish it all out with one Cold War fundamentals. So it's something that's been added. Well, I added it to my routine, so that'll be something I do every day in the routine of learning. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start with this one first. Let me see. There's another one I'm supposed to be doing. Give me a second. What is the other one? That's arrays, JS Way, objects. I can't remember which chapter it is. Oh, 6. 6, 7, anyway. That's how you know you got kids. So, anyway. That's what I'll be getting into. I'll arrange it like this. We'll do 6 first. Right. Create your first object. Oh, wait. I forgot though. Open VS Code. Why do I have it so large? Right. You know what? I'll do it like this. I don't want to delete it. I'll just do this. Yep. Here, got it like that because I know at the end of this it usually has some like tasks to do, and so I'll do it like that. All right. Create your first objects. This chapter will introduce objects in the way they are created and used in JavaScript. Also, if you want to find the JS Way, it's here. If you want to follow along with me, I will post it in the description. So anyway, this chapter will introduce objects in the way they are created and used in JavaScript. Introduction. What's an object? Think about objects in the non-programming sense, like a pen. A pen can have different ink colors, be manufactured by different people, have a different tip, and many other properties. I'm not sure if the music's too loud or if it's over me, but what I'll do is I'll turn it down. Let's see, turn me up some. See, I don't know what that background is on my mic. I guess that's gonna have to do it. Oh well, I think that'll do it. Anyway, different tip and many other properties. Similarly, an object in programming is an entity that has properties. Each property defines a characteristic of the object. Sorry, I forgot to open up my Anki just in case to take some notes. Wow, I didn't mean for you to pop up over that screen. So, anywho, each property defines a characteristic of an object. A property can be a piece of information associated with the object, the color of the pen, or an action, the pen's ability to write. What does this have to do with coding? Object-oriented programming, OOP for short. is a way to write programs using objects. When using OOP, you write, create, and modify. Ooh, it's late, y'all. Y'all got to excuse me. And modify objects, and the objects make up your program. OOP changes the way a program is written and organized. So far, you've been writing function-based code, something called procedural programming. Now let's discover how to write object-oriented code. JavaScript and objects. Like many other languages, JavaScript supports programming with objects. It provides a number of predefined objects while also letting you create your own. Creating an object. Here is the JavaScript representation of a blue big ball pen. Const pen. Ooh. Okay, it's just type. Ooh. Yeah, my bad. I still haven't gotten whatever the jitters is I got going on right now. Color blue, brand big. All way big. Anyway, is a big pen. As stated earlier, oh wait, I don't even know if that's necessary. I've heard it, but I mean, I've heard it done as like a best practice. Anywho, moving on. As stated earlier, a JavaScript object can be created simply by setting its properties within a pair of curly braces. Alright, so we're going to make note of that, right? To give an example of how to create an object. Matter of fact, I'll just use it as quiz time. Quiz time, how do you create an object in JavaScript? Give an example. You can create an object by simply setting its properties within a pair of curly braces. Like, I'm gonna copy this. Boop. There you go. Anyway, as stated earlier, a JavaScript object can be created by simply setting its property within a pair of curly braces. Each property is a key value pair. This is called an object literal. Already got that somewhere. Warning: the semicolon after the closing brace is optional, but it's safer to add it anyway. See. The above code defines a variable named pen, whose value is an object. You can therefore say pen is an object. This object has three properties: type, color, and brand. Each property has a name and a value, and is followed by a comma. Name, value. Got it. And it's followed by a comma, except the last one. I guess because there's more name values coming, or object literals coming. Accessing an object's properties. After creating an object, you can access the value of its properties using dot notation. such as my object dot my property. Oh. Const. Wait. Console log pin dot type. Wait. Wait. Right. Ballpoint. Alrighty. Anyway, accessing an object's property is an expression that produces a value. Such an expression can be included in more complex ones. For example, here's how to show our pen properties in one statement. Console log. I write with a pen color, which is in curly brackets in the $sign. Bling. They call them blings. Bling, open close curly bracket inside pen dot brand and such, and it will console log as this. I write with a blue. Wow, I have trouble talking. Blue, big ballpoint pen. Oh, modifying an object. Once an object is created, you can change the value of its properties with the syntax my object dot my property equals new value. Okay, so const pen, that from before, pen color, pen dot color equals red. I guess that changed that to red now. Console log, got this. Those are backticks. Alrighty, I write with a red big ballpoint pen. JavaScript even offers the ability to dynamically add new properties to an already created object. Const pen. Pen dot price. Oh, that's cool. So how do you, anyway, you do console log, backtick my pen cost, bling, open close curly braces. Inside of that you put pen dot price with a backtick and then close parentheses, and there it is. It should be there. That's awesome. That's actually pretty cool. Program with an object. You know what's crazy? Man, this looks like a game I played. It's closed now. Yeah, it's a closed game now. Anyway, I figured this is how it works. Many books and courses teach object-oriented programming through examples involving animals, cars, or bank accounts. Let's try something cooler and create a mini role-playing game, RPG, using objects in a role-playing game. Each character is defined by many attributes like strength, stamina, or intelligence. Here's the character screen of a very popular online RPG. I don't know if it was popular. Is this? I don't think this is World of Warcraft, but I've done that before. In our simpler example, a character will have 3 attributes: her name, her health, number of life points, her strength. A naive example. Let me introduce to you Aurora, our first RPG character. Const Aurora. Name, which is the property. Value is Aurora. Health is the property. Value is 150. Strength, property. 25. Value. She ain't very strong. She got a lot of health. Anyway, note. As you can see, you can assign numbers and strings and even other objects to properties. Cool. We're gonna type along. I'm still getting that together. Health is 150. As you can see, you can assign numbers, strings, and even other objects to properties. Aurora is about to start a series of great adventures, some of which will update her attributes. Check out the following example. Okay, we have that. Let's type along. Console.log. We'll just open and close it. Wait. Put both the backticks. Bling. Aurora.name as bling. Aurora.health health points and bling. Aurora as strength. Strength. There you go. Cool. Aurora is harmed by an arrow. Wait. Y'all gotta let me know when I'm dang doing that. Aurora.health. Aurora equips a strength necklace. Plus equal to console log. I mean, do I need to do this? Probably not, but I'm gonna do it at least for this first chapter. Looks like we halfway through it anyway, so. Wait a second. I wonder if there's another way to do that. I'm sure there is. Man, Aurora has 150 points and 25 of strength. Yep. Aurora has 130 health points and 35 of strength. That's cool. I like that. Introducing methods. In the above code, we had to write lengthy console log statements each time to show our character state. There's a cleaner way to accomplish this, adding a method to an object. Observe the following. Observe the following example. That makes sense. Function. So basically what was new was adding the function describe. The function's name is describe character return. The character's name, which is Aurora. That Aurora has 150 health points. and Aurora has 25 as strength. So in the console log, you want to log the describe function and call the describe function with the argument of Aurora, and it'll run. Cool. That's cool. Aurora has 150 health points and 25 of strength. The describe function takes an object as a parameter. It accesses that object's properties to create a description string. Below is an alternative approach using a describe function property inside the object. Describe function. Return this dot name has this health points and this strength as strength. This. This must be the method. Maybe using a describe property inside the object. Oh, got it. So, Aurora, describe. Cool. Got it. Now our object has a new property available to describe. The value of this property is a function that returns a textual description of the object. The execution result is exactly the same as before. An object property whose value is a function is called a method. Methods are used to define actions for an object. Okay, let's put that in our note. Let me see. How would I phrase that? An object property whose value is a function is called what? And what is it used for? What does it add? And I'll just copy this whole thing. I will just copy it and change the format. So, calling a method on an object. Let's look at the last line of our previous example. Console log Aurora.describe. To show the character description, we use the Aurora.description expression instead of describe.aurora. It makes a crucial difference. Describe Aurora calls the describe function with the Aurora object as an argument. The function is external to the object. This is an example of procedural programming. Aurora.describe calls the describe function on the Aurora object. The function is one of the object's properties. It is a method. This is an example of object-oriented programming. I have to dig into that a little bit, but cool. I'll just do it like that. I'll take a note of that. What is the difference procedural programming and object oriented programming. If I can sum it up, the difference when a function is external to the object and uses the object as an argument. This is procedure. I know it's late, man. The wrong programming. See, when you got kids and a wife and stuff, sometimes you end up doing this stuff at nighttime. So all of it ain't the best programming in the world, but it is what it is. But anyway, let me see. Object oriented programming is when the function is one of the objects properties. A method in this instance, it would be called a method in this instance because of the way it's being used. Calls a function on the object. I'll switch that around. Is when the I think that will be fine. Somehow. I don't know how, but I think that'll be fine. I'll clarify it later. To call a method named my method on an object, my object. To call a method named my method on an object, my object. The syntax is my object dot my method. Remember to add parentheses even if empty when calling an object's method. Okay. The this keyword. Now look closely at the body of the description method on our object. At the describe. I don't know why I said description. Look closely. Yeah, I saw the this keyword. I was curious. But wait a second. My object. Anyway, let's explain it. You see the keyword this. This is automatically set by JavaScript inside a method that represents the object on which the method was called. Okay. So this keyword, amen. You take down notes, you cycle through them. After a while, you have a bunch of them to go through, which is cool. See, it looks like we're at the end and some programming for me to figure out. Anyway, did this keyword. This keyword is Java script inside a method and represents what? I'm gonna say it represents the object on which the method was called. Dang it. I'm gonna have to edit that somehow. I'll just put it here. Yeah, I'll put it down here. Edit. Add some notes about Yankee about OP methods being called on an object. Cool. The describe method doesn't take any parameters. It uses this to access the properties of the object on which it is called. Cool. JavaScript predefined objects. The JavaScript language has many predefined objects serving various purposes. We have already encountered some of them. The console object gives access to the environment console. Console log is actually a method call. The math object contains many mathematical properties. For example, math.pi returns an approximate value of the number pi, and the math.random function returns a random number between 0 and 1. Okay, too long, didn't read. JavaScript object is an entity that has properties. Each property is a key value pair. The key is the property name. The value of a property can be a piece of information, number, string, etc., or a function. In the latter case, the property is called a method. A JavaScript object literal is created by simply setting its properties within a pair of curly braces. Inside a method, the this keyword represents object on which the method is called. The JavaScript language predefines many useful objects like console or math. Coding time. Coding time. Oh, okay, there ain't too many of them. Cool. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Coding time. Anyway, to do, create the character object here. Ah. Wait. 1400. Wait. 1738. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Wait. XP. XP. Okay. Improve our example RPG program to add an experience property named XP to the character. Its initial value is 0. Boom. Experience must appear in the character description. Alright, so if it's supposed to appear in the character description, then what is it? Descript. I think they use describe. How'd that work? It's up here. As this dot help. Bobby. Bobby. I don't know how to use Git, but I'm gonna force myself. Wait, I'm gonna force myself to do it. Git add. Okay, commit dash in. Token in. Huh. Huh. I'll worry about that later. Matter of fact, nah. How to add and commit with message. Let's go. I'll just add it. Cool. Anyway, so it's there. I know it's add, commit, and push, I think. Push to put it in a remote repository. Yep, get push. Get push. Sonic boom. Huh. Oh well. I'll worry about that later. Move on to the next one. Modeling a dog. Modeling a dog. Complete the following program to add the dog object definition. Okay. Doggo. Name. Yokai. That's a string. Yokai. Species. I'll get there. Species. Doberman. It's a Doberman. Let me see. Size. Measuring. I don't know how tall they are. And the console log should look like it says if it needs a bark. That will hurt me if I'm not careful. Grr, grr. See, that's the trick to something I forgot up here. I'm trying to do it without looking. That's the whole problem I'm having currently. Doggone name. I'm working on my typing skills, especially with the special characters. Measuring. second. Dang it. Mark. I know you'd run it to check, but dude, I could do that. Sure can. How about I'll just finish these first before I do that. Apparently, I'm not gonna run long. I'm not gonna make it, but I will be back on. Like, I'm gonna try it first thing. I got a busy day again tomorrow. Boy, being a father don't stop. It don't stop. It won't stop. Anyway. Following circle. Complete the following program to add the circle object definition. Serious values input by the user. I ain't lying. I'm tired. I ain't gonna make it. Alright, y'all. I appreciate y'all time with me. And I appreciate y'all time with me. Again, I'll be back again tomorrow. But although this isn't as long and I didn't get all of this done, I appreciate y'all being with me. We'll pick it back up tomorrow and go ahead and finish these and move on to the next video tomorrow.